Nile. I'm a student at Bethel Seminary, and this evening we're going to be talking about Matthew 20, verses 27 through 28. This is an incredibly important scripture. It's one that I modeled my Navy career after, especially after I got saved and gave my life to Christ. And it's very near and dear to me, as it should be to all Christians, because it demonstrates Jesus' emphasis on servant leadership. The scripture states that, "Let he who is chief among you be servant of all, even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered to, but to minister." And that really illustrates the fact that even though Jesus is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, he didn't come here for people to wait on him hand and foot and to serve him. But because he was God in the flesh, because he was the greatest among the disciples and among the followers, he placed a special emphasis on serving. He made it his point, and he demonstrated this consistently throughout his ministry, that he was there to minister to others, not for others to be serving him. He demonstrated this with the disciples when he washed their feet, which was a task normally reserved for the lowest servant in the home. It wasn't the same thing that many of us practice on New Year's Eve, where we wash each other's feet after we take them, take the feet out of the comfortable shoes, the comfortable socks. These people were walking around in the desert in sandals in the Middle East, which is why this job was for the lowest servant, because of how gross and disgusting it would be washing the sweaty, dirty feet. And yet Jesus took it upon himself, even after Peter rebuked him from doing it. Jesus let him know, no, this is something that I have to do. And not only am I doing this, but I want you to also do the same. Jesus was all about serving. As he was giving his sermon, he fed the people with the fish and the loaves of bread. And in doing this, he showed that there's more to ministering. There's more to leading. There's more to being the most powerful and most respected person in your church. There's more to being a pastor than simply bringing the word. Serving has to accompany the word. The word is not just meant for verbal, but also in action. We have to live the word. We can't just speak it. It has to be a part of us. We have to live it out in action. This was further demonstrated when he gave the example of walking by somebody who is freezing and praying for them, saying, "Be ye warmed," rather than giving them a coat, knowing you have two of them. Jesus was all about the act of serving. Not just walking by somebody who was hungry and praying that they would be full, but rather bringing them a sandwich, bringing them food to eat. Matthew 20, 27, and 28 clearly gives the definition of what a serving leader is supposed to be. I pray that this was helpful and that this would be applied to our lives. God bless you.